Want to show you, we've got S&P acting quite well. SPY, if that's what you watch, is back to 600. So I've been talking about the sort of grind up towards 6,000, 6050. I think that still plays out. It's going to be kind of slow and measured. We've had little pops and drops this week, and we keep making our way back. That's going to be typical of a low vol environment. Remember, just a reminder, everyone, of the disclaimer. So anything we talk about today is for educational, entertainment, and information purposes only. Low vol means those ranges are probably going to be getting more and more narrow, and it particularly often means that they're going to buy the dips. So you've got to sort of change your viewpoint. If you're used to a slightly higher volatility environment, bring that viewpoint in, kind of like a Bollinger Band sort of coming together, or ATR dropping. That is the daily range basically starting to narrow more and more and more. And as those dealers get saddled with lots of premium, right? So all these market makers, all the various parties that we use the general term market maker for, are taking on all this premium, right? Cover call sellers, all these people selling tons and tons of premium in the market as they see this 6,000 level kind of being a bit of a hindrance to the market. And so they're saddling all these dealers with lots of volatility. That means things aren't necessarily going to move around too much. They're going to pull back from little rallies. They're going to bounce back from little sell-offs, and narrower we go, which is what's happening generally speaking. And as we head towards the holidays, barring any kind of geopolitical explosion, we could see that volatility just keep seeping out of the market. And we're seeing that in the VIX, right? So we got a VIX down around 14. We actually did breach the 14 level this morning. We're coming back just a little bit here, but our put play doing very, very well. Our puts that we bought at 58 cents in the community, I threw that out into folks in the trading community, which you can become a member of. At 58 cents, they're trading at 99 cents now. So I'm waiting to possibly sell this 13 put, but the problem is I'm just not getting any kind of juice for it, right? The lower VIX goes, lower those VIX futures go, right? That when you're trading DEES VIX options, you're trading them against DEES VIX futures. So the lower the DEES future goes, these puts aren't popping up at all. I'd like to get maybe 15 cents for them. I can sell a couple of those and sell those against the 15s that I'm long, but right now it's not happening, but that's totally fine. I'm just going to maybe take this off. I'm looking for maybe 110 to 120 on this play. Let's look at some of the Bitcoin plays here. MSTR getting crushed today, down 55 bucks. So even though S&P is doing okay, it's sort of it's a bit of a rotation from some of those crazy beta insanity areas that have really, really done well. Bitcoin, some of the parabolic moves. Remember some of my earlier videos, I talked about parabolas everywhere, Reddit and all these things. I mean, geez, look around, even deer companies gone parabolic. I mean, this is a market of parabolas. And so we're seeing some of these things pull back a little bit. SMCI giving it up a little bit. We took our play off the other day. Huge win. We took off yesterday morning, I think it was. So took advantage of that, which I got into because I saw something interesting happening in the volatility space, right? So that's where volatility can help you. And that's something you should definitely learn. So some of these things are pulling back today and they're rotating into MAG. Amazon up 550, one of my favorite names. Our structure there is doing amazing. Tesla, I got into a little bit. I'm out a little bit already, but I got into some upside there. I think it makes its way to maybe 375, maybe even beyond. Apple, I've been talking about as a great place to hide, is up a couple of bucks right now. Meta's up 7. I got out of my short put position. If it starts to act a little better, I may get back into that because I love that name, one of my top names as well. CCJ has pulled back a little bit. We're hedged against that, so that's fine. Maybe that's a challenge maybe uranium's a challenge for CCJ with Trump. So we'll see what happens. But let's look at something really, really interesting. In the vol, file this under vol lessons that you're not going to read in most textbooks. Here we go, volatility yesterday on MSTU. This is levered MSTR, right? This is, again, steroids on steroids. This is crazy, crazy stuff. This thing is down like 26% today. I mean, it's just bonkers. Yesterday, volatility up super huge, up around 320 level with those way out of the monies, even getting beyond that. Today, look what's happened. Even though this thing's down 25%, volatility has gotten crushed. Look at that. It's amazing to see. Normally, you don't see that happen in a stock when you get a huge move like that. Now it's going to happen a little bit more in something like gold or the coin complex type name where it's considered somewhat of a hedge, right? Is that true? I don't know. Is it a hedge? Maybe. Not sure what it's a hedge against. Fiat going down. Okay, all right. All those arguments are great, but interesting to see as this comes down. How do we interpret this? Well, we interpret it as volatility went bananas on the way up. I talked about how parabolas can be associated with soaring volatility because the market doesn't know when it's going to end, right? Who knows where this thing's going to go when it's pointing straight up. But then when it comes down, it's a chance to kind of calm down and reassess where volatility is priced. And so now it's coming down. Maybe some people selling out some of their hedges. I don't know how much that is true. Are people buying hedges in MSTU? Maybe, maybe not. So sometimes that can push down volatility as well, push down skew a little bit when people monetize those hedges, right? They own some hedges and then the thing comes down and they sell them. That presses down that put side. So another really, really interesting thing going on today. I hope you enjoyed that. We'll see you in the next one.